Samsung Galaxy S26 release date expectations, pricing estimations, and improvements. What we know so far, the S26 lineup may look quite different next year. It appears we might not see a base S26 alongside the S26 Plus. Rumors suggest that the S26 Plus will be replaced by a S26 Edge. Meanwhile, the base model could potentially be rebranded as the S26 Pro. One thing is certain, changes are on the horizon. The S26 Ultra is expected to retain its current name. It is important to note that Samsung has yet to officially confirm the branding of the upcoming devices as the S26 or the S26 Pro, S26 Edge, and S26 Ultra. Until the company provides formal confirmation, we should remain open to other possibilities. Samsung may also increase the battery capacity of the S26, the base model, which may or may not be designated as a Pro, to 4,300 mAh. In contrast, the Galaxy S26 Edge might feature a slightly smaller battery at 4,200 mAh, given its slim design. Additionally, there are discussions regarding the CPUs that the two phones may utilize, indicating a potential return to the Snapdragon Exynos split. What will undoubtedly draw the most attention is the aggressive drive toward generative AI. We don't yet know exactly what these AI features will look like or how advanced they'll feel, but it's apparent Samsung is headed that way, just like the rest of the industry. Some sources even say Samsung could work with Perplexity AI for the Galaxy S26, but let's see whether this rumor will turn out to be genuine. We expect Samsung to maintain its pattern and announce the new S26 series in the first quarter of 2026. It's probable this is going to be either mid-January or early February. Judging by the last few years of Samsung Galaxy S Unpacked events, expect a Wednesday. Of all, it's still fairly early to have leaks about the actual date. Earlier this year, reports projected a December launch in order to rival the iPhone 17 series, but that's the less likely scenario. We're still some months away from discovering just how much the Galaxy S26 phones will cost. Samsung might hike costs a bit, maybe because of new hardware, software changes, or some surprise feature. Or just because, but even if it happens, don't expect any huge price hikes. For now, we haven't heard anything about the two phones' cameras. It seems the Galaxy S26 may feature an improved sensor for one of its cameras, which could offer higher image quality than previous generations, while the megapixels count is said to remain the same. Meanwhile, the S26 Edge may have a new 50 megapixels ultra-wide camera. The S25 Edge comes with a 200 megapixels main camera. Thus, at this point, we expect the same camera to stay another year. Meanwhile, a dubious report concerning an under-display selfie camera for the S26 Ultra may suggest this modification would trickle down to the lesser siblings as well, as normally the trio have similar designs overall. But since this rumor is obviously sketchy, don't get your hopes up just yet. The S25 and S25 Plus didn't change much in terms of camera hardware compared to the versions before them, but they did introduce a host of smart software updates. We saw features like 10-bit HDR video for more detail, improved low-light performance, and unique editing tools like Audio Eraser. Expert RAW on the S25 even gained a virtual aperture function and more pro-level features. For the S26 and the S26 Plus, we expect Samsung to build on this great base and possibly bring in some fresh updates too. Maybe the ultra-wide or telephoto cameras will get a jump in megapixels, but so far, there haven't been any credible leaks to confirm that. As for the storage, the S25 gets a RAM bump to 12 gigabytes. Meanwhile, competitors from other companies are starting to provide 16 gigabytes as a default, so maybe we may hope that next year, the S26 will come with 16 gigabytes of RAM, or at least offer it as a more expensive alternative. A recent rumor implies that might as well simply happen, thus we may see 16 gigabytes of RAM on the S26 series. There aren't any leaked renders of the S26 yet, so for now, the design is still a bit of a mystery. However, a recent leak is hinting that we may see a redesign. Ice Universe has a great track record when it comes to leaks, therefore, this leak shouldn't be overlooked. It's conceivable that Samsung may have prepared some fresh looks for the series, following Apple's revamped iPhone 17 Pro versions. Previously, we've also heard about a substantial makeover in the works, and we may be headed in the thinness direction as well. Samsung is apparently working on a camera module that may be slimmer with a novel approach to lens assembly. And we also have the S25 Edge, Samsung's ultra-thin rival. The S26 Edge may look fairly close to it. Despite whether or not we see big changes in how the S26 looks, you should be positive that it's going to feel premium and durable, and it will rock some fresh, lovely colors. I'm extremely excited to see what these would be. Now the display. Samsung's premium phones are recognized for their top-notch screens, and that's not anticipated to change. Even without early leaks, it's quite safe to believe the S26 and the S26 Plus will arrive with fantastic displays. We predict the S26 will sport a 6.1-inch AMOLED screen, and the S26 Edge a larger 6.7-inch one. Like the S25, you can look forward to vibrant colors, superb clarity, and wide viewing angles. Both should also offer the smooth 120 Hz refresh rate that's now typical, great for scrolling and animations. There's also a significant likelihood they'll come with anti-reflective coating, just like with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. For the battery, it's about time for Samsung to grace Galaxy lovers with some more battery. Competitors from Chinese companies are counting on new battery tech, like silicon carbon batteries, to cram enormous battery cells in their models without compromising on slimness or style. Samsung is reported to be working on its own tech stacked batteries, which would likewise allow for greater batteries in the same physical space. However, it's crucial to realize that speculations about Samsung's battery stacking have been going on for quite some time now, so we better keep our expectations in check. Nevertheless, it's about time, I'd say. Another, much more intriguing, speculation is that Samsung may debut silicon carbon batteries with the Galaxy S26 series. If accurate, it may permit considerably bigger batteries on the S26 and the S26 Plus. Unfortunately, though, this seems not to be the case. Rather, we may be looking at a 4,300 mAh for the S26 or Pro if it ends up gaining the suffix. It's still an upgrade, but nothing like other Chinese competitors. An even smaller 4,200 mAh battery pack is rumored for the slim sibling, the S26 Edge. There are reports we may see 60-watt charging for lineup, but suddenly these claims are appearing less plausible. A recent leak and certification suggest that we may expect 25-watt wired charging for both the S26 Pro and the S26 Edge. For perspective, the Galaxy S25 comes with a 4,000 mAh battery, which is quite tiny compared to some of the aforementioned battery champs. The bigger brother, the Galaxy S25 Plus, comes with a 4,900 mAh battery pack. As for charging, the S25 offers 25-watt wired and 15-watt wireless, while the Plus has 45-watt wired and again 15-watt wireless. The S25 battery specs are in need of changes for Samsung's flagships of 2026 to be able to compete with the others. Thus, the reports concerning faster charging and bigger batteries are good. The South Korea-based corporation should definitely focus on new battery technologies in order to not be left behind by some of the Chinese pioneers. With the One UI, a proprietary skin on top of Android, the S25 and the S25 Plus come with the Android 15-based One UI 7. The S26 series may arrive with One UI 8.5, which will be based on Android 16. One UI 8 launched on the Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7 phones, and it is rumored Samsung may modify its software update plan and have the Galaxy S devices debut with One UI 8.5 or the One UI 9. Meanwhile, Android 16 stable version is now out. In the meantime, Samsung is reportedly exploring teaming with Perplexity AI for the AI on the Galaxy S26. The S26 phones will come with either the Exynos 2600 or the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. And sure, that's the successor of the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Blame Qualcomm for the odd naming system. Meanwhile, rumor has it the S26 Pro, which would have been the vanilla Galaxy S26, won't have much proness about it except for the moniker. Samsung may truly be pushing for Exynos. A number of reports imply that a regional split is in the works. Major markets North America, Korea, China, and Japan are said to come with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, while other markets may get the Samsung-made Exynos 2600. Chances are the S26 Pro and the Edge will come with at least 12 gigabytes of RAM, since greater memory helps with strong AI functions and multitasking. There's even speculation of a 16 gigabytes option, which would be big if it ever occurs. When it comes to performance, considering these are Samsung's flagship models, you can expect them to be smooth and speedy. They'll likely handle everything with ease, be it basic jobs like browsing or social media, or heavier ones like gaming and generative AI. Meanwhile, Qualcomm introduced the X85 modem during Mobile Worldwide conference that would potentially handle connectivity on the S26 series. The new modem will be more efficient, but able to give faster 5G speeds. Should I wait for the Galaxy S26? You should wait for the S26 if you're not pressured for an upgrade right now. For example, if you're rocking a S24 model, the difference with the S25 isn't that big, thus you may want to rock your S24 for another year and look into the S26 for an upgrade. You should not wait for the S26 if you just got your beautiful new S25. The differences between the models may not be large enough to merit an upgrade, but it's really early to know. For now, given how far the S26 release is, I'd recommend going for whatever phone you want right now. So that's all we know for now, and that wraps up everything we know so far about the Samsung Galaxy S26 series. As always, the leaks will keep changing, and the hype will only get bigger as we move closer to launch. I'll keep tracking every update, every major shift, and every new rumor, so you don't miss a single detail. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to turn on notifications so you stay ahead of the tech game. This is Zaidi, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, and peace out.